Hi, my name is Dave Byers, and I'm going to show you how to quickly learn the notes on your guitar. It's really not that hard. You can do this. This is going to help you for your bar chords, how you know where to go with a bar chord rather than just kind of guessing or with your ear and listening around, as well as playing solos and different things like that. It's going to help you tremendously. Stay tuned. I'd like to invite you to my YouTube channel. Press the subscribe button below and get access to all kinds of videos that I've done on guitar, piano, and different things like that. There's a lot of things I can help you with. I can take the 40 years of my music playing and give you some great tips and great ideas. I've taught a lot of people how to play the music, and I know that I can help you too. All right, let's learn these notes. I'm going to assume that you know the notes on your guitar as far as tuning it. So that's going to give us a head start. The sixth string is an E, A, D, G, B, and E, all the way to an E again. You notice that there's, two different E's, low E and high E. They call that the low sixth string, for instance, or the high first string. But there's octaves, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But knowing the open strings is going to help you tremendously because we can gauge everything else off of that. There's a couple things that we have to remember, just two basic things, okay? Think about this one here. The very first one is every note has a sharp or a flat in between it. Every note has a sharp or a flat in between it. What do I mean by that? Here is an F on your first fret of your sixth string. Here is a G on your third fret of your sixth string. Guess what's in between there? An F sharp, which also can be referred to as a G flat. So this second fret is known as a G flat or F sharp, okay? Because it's the note in between those guys. You can, again, look at it as G flat or F sharp. So F sharp or G flat, and then G, okay? Let's look at it again in another spot. Here's a G. Here's a G sharp or A flat, and here's an A. Cool? All right, now some of you already know where I'm going with this next thing is. The second thing that you need to know is that between the B and the C and the E and the F, there are no sharps or flats. I just got done telling you there's a sharp or flat between every note. Well, there's always exceptions to rules, right? There's the exceptions in music. You have to remember that. Between the B and the C and the E and the F, there's no sharps and no flats. Let me give you an example. With the E, your sixth string open, there's the nut of the guitar. The very first fret up is going to be an F because there's no sharps or flats between the E and the F. It's going to go from the E directly to the F. Let me give you another example. On the second string open, it's a B. First fret, it's a C because it goes right to the next note, no sharp or flat in between there. Here's another example that's not on an open string. Let's say at here, we've got a B on our 7th fret of our 6th string. The C is the 8th fret, no note in between there. However, if you remember earlier, we went from an A to an A sharp to a B, and then from the B, we go right to the C, okay? So every note has a sharp or flat in between it. That's the first little rule. The second rule kind of circumvents the first rule. There is no sharp or flat, though, between the B and the C and the E and the F. That's it. I don't have anything else for you, okay? Just remember those two sort of three things. There's always a sharp or flat between notes, except for the B and C, and except for the E and the F. Other than that, you got it. Now, why is that so important? Because if you know that this is an E when you're tuning your guitar up, okay, well, then you know the rest of the notes on the sixth string. What am I talking about? You know that this is an F. If you keep in mind that rule I just gave you, there's no sharps or flats between the E and the F, and we're just going to go up the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet goes from A to G, and it starts all over again, just like we count 1 to 4 again, over and over and over. Of course, there's other time signatures, but in basic music, we count to 4 over and over again. You need to know how to count to 4, and you need to know your ABCs to G. Pretty easy to play music, right? There you go. So with the letters, it just goes to G and it starts over again. Let's work on it. Here's the E, here's the F, the first fret. Second fret is that F sharp we talked about. Third fret is G. What would be the fourth fret? G sharp. Okay, and then we're going to go from G sharp. Here's where the musical alphabet starts over again. And it's going to go to A again. We don't have an H note, for instance. It goes right from G sharp to A. And then we're going to start the musical alphabet again and go to A sharp. Then we're going to go to B. And then the next note up is one of those exceptions. No notes between the B and the C. It's going to go right to the C. And then the C sharp. And then the D sharp. And then the E again. You notice that we went from an E to an E. Now, if you look at your guitar, it generally has a little different fret marker, or it has double dots, or something odd, there at the 12th fret. That's letting you know that's where they call it the octave. That's where we've jumped up the ladder, and we're twice as high, or we're starting over again. What would you do from there? You're just going to do the same thing you did open. You're going to go from an E to an F, to an F sharp, to G, G sharp, A, and so on. That's how easy it is with music. Is that cool? Now let me give you an example on the 5th string. We're going from A to A sharp to B to C. That little roll again between the B and C, no sharps or flats. C sharp, D, D sharp, E, directly to F, no sharp or flat. G, G sharp, G, G sharp, and A. We are at A again on the 12th fret, where we had A open, we have A at the 12th fret. So I want you to learn all the notes on your guitar, but right off the bat, I want you to learn the 5th and the 6th string. Those are really important. Why are they really important, Dave? Well, if you're playing these big power chords in the beginning, most of those are going to be based off of your 5th and 6th strings, as well as your beginning scales are going to be based off your 5th and 6th string. What do I mean by that? Let's say we were playing a G bar chord or a G power chord. Either one. We need to know where G is. Otherwise, we're just aimlessly running around trying to find it. So if I'm trying to play a G power chord, for instance, how do I know where my G is? Well, I need to find the G on my guitar. E, F, F sharp, G. It's at the 3rd fret. So if I see a songbook or somebody wrote down, or maybe your friend wrote a song for you and it says it starts off with this G power chord. You know how to play G power chords, but you don't know how to play a G one because you don't know what a G is. Well, here's your G, E, F, F sharp, G. It's at the 3rd fret. There you are playing a G power chord. Let's say the next chord is a C power chord. Very common. So we're going to go from G to C. How do I know where that C is? Again, here's my G, because E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Just got to remember, there's sharps and flats between every note except for between B and C, E and F. You're a champ if you remember that. Okay, hopefully it's starting to come together for you. Okay, so now we've got the 6th string down. Let's go to the 5th string. Instead of playing that C chord up here, for instance, instead of me going, what I can do is go from here. How did I do that? What's going on there? I went from the 5th and 6th string power chord, or floor chord, whatever you want to do, and then I went down to the 5th string. The 5th string starts with an open string A sharp, B, C. So I can play that C power chord right there. Instead of me jumping, go. Because I know my fretboard. You have to know your fretboard. It's like a baby who doesn't know how to talk. In the beginning, they can't say anything, right? Because they don't know any words. But then they start learning some basic words, me, mine, eat, that kind of stuff. And then they start learning little phrases, and then they learn sentences. Then they put the sentences together. And before you know it, they can start having a conversation. You as a musician, You might know a couple words, but you need to learn some phrases. You need to learn some sentences before you can have a communication in music. So you need to know where the notes are on your guitar. It's not rocket science. Remember, we talked about the basic couple rules there. You keep that in mind, you're going to know where in the world they are. So how do you start getting that down into your head? You're thinking, I don't want to go E, F, F sharp, G. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to find every chord, that makes sense. Here's the secret to this. Are you ready for this? See the fret markers? Learn the fret marker spots first. Learn that this is an E, this is an F, this is a G, this is an A, this is a B, there's a C sharp, and there's your E. All right? So instead of you having to learn 11 or 12 of these real quick, we've cut that down to about six or seven, all right? So let's say that I know that this is an E, this is an F, this is a G, this is an A, and I want to play an A flat. Well, I know where the A is. Guess where the A flat is? One down. I know where the B is, and I want to get to C. Guess where C is? One up. So if you learn those fret marker spots, again, the fret marker is where the fret marker is, or on the other side of your guitar. I don't know if you can see that the dots are. If you learn those spots first, you can always, add or subtract depending on what note you're trying to find. Here I am at A. If I want to find a A sharp, one up. So learn those first. Same thing with your fifth string. Here's my A sharp, C, D, E, F sharp, all the way up to A. So surprise, it wasn't that hard, was it? So now you can learn scales. A G major scale. How do I know where that, I can learn that fingering, but where do I start it at? You have to know where to start your scales at, where the root note is, they call that. I know that this is a G, so if I'm playing a G scale, I need to start on the G, and I know that the G is on the 6th string at the 3rd fret, or I can play it on the 5th string at the 10th fret. So because I know my fretboard. So it's important you know your fretboard too. It's going to help you tremendously as a guitar player. You just saw how easy it is in your very first 14-minute lesson here, with most of it me just gabbing. So it is not hard. You can do this. It will help you tremendously as a musician. You can do this. All right, keep at it. Just work at it. Give yourself a week or two, you'll be a pro. Again, my name is Dave Byers. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you have any comments for other videos, leave them in the comments below. I would appreciate it if you subscribe. I really truly appreciate it. Hope I helped you. And take care. Happy picking. God bless you.